strange, you're gonna get a bullet. Not a warning, not a question, a bullet.
Now we're talking.
Well, that's a taste of Quentin Tarantino's new film, The Hateful Eight. It is classic Tarantino, a barrel full of bad guys holed up in a Wyoming cabin in the winter with enough violence to last a full 3 hours. We're looking at films opening over the holidays. Eli Glasner has all of his reviews. What do we need to know about The Hateful Eight?
Just in time for Christmas Day, a big bloody Western from Mr. Tarantino. So yes, over 180 minutes, folks, shot on film. Tarantino was very particular about that. Opens in Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver in Panavision, super widescreen with an extra 6 minutes of bonus footage. Now, frankly, if there was a shorter version, I would consider that a bonus for this incredibly indulgent Western. So we start, although we're shooting on film, beautiful cinematography, spending much of the movie in a stagecoach. Little cramped quarters as we meet Kurt Russell and Samuel L. Jackson. They're playing bounty hunters, making their way to take the outlaw, played by Jason Leigh, to justice, where she's supposed to hang. But wouldn't you know it, there's a blizzard, so they have to bed down at Minnie's haberdashery, where there's a bunch of other bad guys. And you have to figure out basically who is in cahoots with the murderer, played by Jason Leigh. Now, after an hour and a half of talk, Hateful Eight gets interesting. This is vintage Tarantino, which means meandering monologues, plots that fold back on themselves like origami, and enough blood to fill a slaughterhouse. There's ruminations on race and revenge, and more use of the N-word than, frankly, even the Civil War era calls for. But the reason to slog this out is Samuel L. Jackson. This is a love letter to Samuel L. Jackson, and as The Hateful Eight reaches its messy conclusion, he becomes kind of like a cowboy Columbo, looking at the room and trying to figure out who is the killer and who he needs to be afraid of. Great film for Tarantino fans, not the best for the rest of us. 3 stars out of 5.